Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Thursday morning trading room. Hang on here a second. We'll get the charts up and running. All right, so yesterday, a very boring day until the last 20 minutes or so of trading when the bottom fell out of the market. So a huge bear rally going into the close. This is the daily NASDAQ chart. And we're getting to the point now where the market has to make a decision. So we've breached the trend line. Today should be bullish. This trend line breaks like this normally wake the buyers up. So we should see a little bit of a bullish reaction. And then it gets interesting, because let's say the next couple of days turn out to look something like this. Somewhere through here, we may get another hesitation. I can't draw it today. There we go. We get another hesitation. Stop it. Anyway, when that happens, then we have our test of the extreme, and the market will essentially be in a bind. It'll have to decide if it's going to go higher or if it's going to go lower. At that point, we can bracket the market. Now, it looks like the sellers might be a little bit stronger. You see how volume up a little bit on those bearish days, but not significantly so. But even at that, something to bear in mind. All right, definitely a bullish start here to the morning. Your first in-sync eagle signal coming right here, and the market about a minute after the open, and the market currently at your high probability profit target. So here we are 5 minutes into the day. Your day could be done. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. You Raptor traders can do the same thing. You need to have your band in sync. Probably would not have taken the first couple of signals here, because that's only obvious in hindsight. When that's printing, the band is in a pretty tight little twist. All right, let's leave that alone for now. Oops. Did I just miss a second chance to get in there? I'm waiting for a little bit of a pullback of sorts through here. There should be one coming, but excuse me. All right, well, we've managed to get above the primary resistance line. I'm just seeing a little bit of a reaction here near 7,900. Wow. Okay, the bulls definitely have it in control today, or okay, the first 10 minutes, but they're making a very good stand. So when it seems as though the market has a trend to it, we're looking now for an opportunity to get long. So we can look to buy any buy signal, really. The problem at this point becomes stop placement, not direction. So the easiest place to buy into an advancing market is actually on a pullback, because that will allow us to keep a better stop. You know, we could just buy in right here off of the next buy signal. Say we bought in on this one, that signal right there. Problem now, where do we keep our stops? Right? If we're going to keep our stops 2 swings back, well, there's swing 1, there's swing 2 down here, essentially below the low of the morning. That is a lot to cover. Probably a little bit more than, well, I know it's more than I can afford. This is why hard edge bounces work so great. All right, well, we're getting warmer here. So here we go into, well, the Eagles actually retreated quite a bit, not quite as far here on the Raptor. Oh, that's why. Okay, now we've retreated as far. The Falcon actually producing a trend change signal. So now, you know, that begs the question, is the market going to pick up the downtrend? We are in a longer term downtrend. Okay, well, here now the number 3 signal that I've been waiting for. Because I'm not quite sure yet whether the long-term daily trend, while the really long-term trend is up, the short-term daily trend or the short-term intraday trend will be stronger, I'll try to take advantage of a second push opportunity. My concern again is the stop placement. If I'm right about the trade, I got to give the trade some room. If I'm wrong, I don't want to have too much at risk. So here's my second push opportunity. I'm going to be looking to enter above that high, probably somewhere around 78.97. If they can get higher. Pardon me. Okay, so we've got a number 2 signal, which is counter trend. Okay, the next buy signal that comes up will be another number 3 signal. All right, so let me get the short order, my sell, out of the way. That's my exit order. And now another number 3 signal. So we'll see if the buyers can get it together. We've got ourselves a bullish emergence from the Bollinger Suite. Wonder if we're going to get a 232 type setup. So the 232 simply means we get the number 2 signal, the number where we get the number 2 signal, we get a number 3 signal, then we come back with another number 2 signal. This very often leads the market a little bit lower. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try it because it is with trend. So I'm going to use this current low here as my entry. If I get a second push on this number 2 signal, I will adjust it and I'll set my profit order. There we go. So we kind of have the market in a little bit of a sandwich. All right. Okay. Well, we filled it to the short side, so I'm going to use my opposite order now as my stop loss, and let's see if we get that little bit of bearish follow through. We do have a little bit of room here as the market may migrate back toward the open or somewhere near the opening price. See, we're in the hard edge. You always need to anticipate a reaction around the hard edge. And I guess technically on the day, this is counter trend. So I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive here with my stops. All right. Not going to give them too much room here. They're either going to go or I'll take my medicine. Oh, I think they're going to give me a tap. Yes, they are. All right, well, we'll see here in a moment whether I was too quick on that. But I think we're going to come back here with another hard edge bounce, and this one may challenge the trend line. And there it is. All right, so here's now my reaction to the trend line. All right, let's see if we can get that bullish return to the market. Now, this signal here was actually a number 3 signal. It did not print as a number 3 signal because the clouds were intertwined a little bit, but it is a hard edge bounce. Visually, you can see that. This now the reaction to the trend line break. So I might be in the trade a touch early, but we should see a broader test of the extreme. And in fact, I may, What's the mode here this morning? I was going to say I may try to stretch this out. We are moving into trend mode from scalp mode. All right, maybe I will try that. Maybe we'll try to stretch the profit target here a little bit. So let's see, I'm in at 93. There. Try to sneak a little bit, a couple extra ticks out of here. All right, so I've moved my stop a few ticks off of this low. The reason being is the market has a tendency to challenge the last swing point. That's why ideally we always keep our stops 2 swings back. Nuts. They're going to run the lows now. Shoot, I did strangle the first trade. Come on, buyers, where are you? Okay, well, I need a couple of bull bars together here. Until we start taking out some of these swing highs and swing lows, it's going to be a little bit dodgy. Come on. If we get above the 78.95 zone, that would be this last swing, as well as the trend line that we had here. Let's see if we can get above there. Stay above there. That would probably encourage a few more buyers. So 78.95, a pretty important number for us right now. Well, for me anyway. As we continue to waffle back and forth. shoot. Pushing back from the 78.95 zone, not what I wanted to see. Come on, buyers, where'd you go? I know you're around here somewhere. You see, here's the problem again, is my stop should be down here. Yeah, they didn't give it to me. If I kept a deeper stop, I probably would be able to ride out this swing, but oh well. It was worth a try. I got into the trade a little bit early. I was anticipating a little bit more follow through early on, but I just didn't get it. And now it looks as though the sellers are trying to step up again. What's happening is we're starting to build this great big sideways trading range, which we've seen a lot of lately. So there we have our trend. Now we have our sideways range. You could place a just in case order to buy up here, or just remember to buy should the market continue higher, because we know the trend, or at least the daily trend, is up. The market will look for a reason to try to resume that trend. It's just not entirely clear when. And I have a bad feeling they probably just tapped me out and may try to take the market higher now. Oh well. I will attempt another buy. The hawk here a real mess, as is the falcon. The raptor turning into a mess as well. The eagle right now, the only one that's still moderately bullish, or no, there the eagle band has gone flat. All right, well, we're just going to leave this alone here for a little bit. Now we're getting a number one signal here on the raptor, and a trend change signal on the falcon. You know, I don't like flip-flopping my orders. You're going long and short, long and short. I much prefer to let the market try to establish a trend, and then at least I know which direction I should be trading. No, you know what? I'm going to stick with my rules. There we go. If it heads lower, it heads lower. Put that away. Beautiful. All right, so it looks like it was a good thing. I'm sticking with my plan. Look at me. All right, so here come the buyers again. And you can see we've actually already produced a number 2 signal here on the Raptor. Depending how aggressive you want to be on this, you could look for a second push opportunity off that number 2 signal, or you could just buy it. All right, I'm going to the next tick down. There we go. I'm going to use this current bar as my second push opportunity. And here I'm going to try to stretch it out a little bit, try to recover some of that loss from the earlier trade, maybe sneak a couple of extra dollars out. So you can see on my earlier trade, I'm just jamming my stops in now. Come on, get up there. Get up there. You can see on my earlier buy attempt where I bought in through here somewhere, I think I bought the trend line breach. My original stops were down here. The importance of keeping an adequate stop. Had I been able to risk another $100 or so, this would not have been a loss. In fact, it would have been a very nice little profit. Oh well, I made up for it a little bit. All right, so I've taken 3 trades on the day, but I'm still in the red. So whereas I have met my trade quota in terms of number of trades, I'm not profitable yet. So I would be looking to take a 4th trade, and hopefully that one will be profitable. And then my trading day would be done. Quick move back to the hard edge. What's with that? What happened to the buyers? Okay, well, we could throw a just in case order to buy up here. We're going to produce, well, we're going to produce a late filter entry signal here on the Falcon. Trend line's nice and flat. Maybe I'll take a look at trying that one. So I'm just anticipating where the order's going to print. Stop placement, as you can see, a little problematic in this one as well. This is one of those I got my fingers crossed trades. So the late filter entry signal now confirmed. The filter back into sync, trend line not changing color. Bollinger's out of sync. That's odd. All right, I'll give them one more bar here. If this bar finishes red, it's going to spoil my late filter entry signal. Well, actually, my late filter signal is spoiled now. Stinkers. All right, I got my fingers crossed. I'm going to be quick with my stops. This is the last chance for the buyers to take this market back. Okay, here now another second push opportunity on my late filter entry signal. Stops are coming up, and come on, are we going to make a run for the highs, or are we not? That whole 7,900 area, look at that. Look how sticky it's being. Come on. Come on, you stinkers. Get up there. All right, this current bar, the little struggle we're witnessing here, very important for this trade. Come on, get up there. Shoot. Ah, I did not want to see that break down. A break above that little 78, 98 zone would have pretty much guaranteed at least a break-even opportunity. Now, here come the buyers again. They're trying, but they've got to start taking out some of these swing highs. This is where the sellers are at. Ron's asking, what trade does the guy you said will wait all day for one and he seldom makes less than $1,000? It's the late filter entry signal, the one that we are working on here. And but Mark also keeps an adequate stop, and he trades multiples. So he's actually, I think he's adjusted his trade where he's looking now at 17 ticks instead of 20. So on this trade here, he'd actually tighten up his profit objective a little bit. The late filter entry signal occurs when your filter goes out of sync, comes back into sync, your trend line never changes color, and you generate your signal. I do believe that Mark also likes to have, he has something similar to the Bollingers here, but he likes to have his Bollingers in sync. These kinds of trades, well, any trade really, if you can run an adequate stop, it's probably going to be profitable. If you have anything resembling a trend or a very high probability signal, if you can run a decent stop, the trade will probably reach its profit objective. In fact, you can make the case that any trade can be profitable if the stop is big enough. Okay, I'm a bit of a chicken, so I'm going to take the trade to break even. Yeah, I believe Mark's in a position now where he's trading like 5 and 6 contracts at a time. So, you know, those small winners, they add up in a hurry. Part of the problem with trading of late is that the market has been so sideways. You know, we'll get the move and then it will just shut down and go sideways and sideways and sideways, which has made it very difficult to trade. So we were doing it on the Falcon. So I was a little bit quick maybe with the stop, but I wasn't prepared to take another hit. This now, your trend change signal. We keep holding up on the highs here, which is a little problematic. It's making me think that maybe we might head lower. Oh no, there they go. Yeah, so they did push on through. I was a little bit quick with the stops, I guess. Well, it has been a little bit of a challenge here this morning, no doubt. So that late filter entry signal did pan out. I mismanaged it. You know, the best way to convince yourself about a trade is to take a few minutes, go through a chart, find your late filter entry signals, see what conditions were present when the signal developed. Yeah. Actually, I'm starting to think that maybe it's the Bollinger's coming into sync from underneath that adds the momentum. That's what occurred on this signal, that late filter entry signal. That's what occurred on this late filter entry signal. Oh no, actually, I guess that one was in sync when the signal printed. But at any rate, it's worth your while to take 15 minutes and go through your charts and find your, in the case of the Falcon, your late filter entry signal. See what kind of stop was required to make the trade work and see how the trade played out. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at the results. I mentioned it before, though. I can sit here all day long and tell you how great a signal is until you do it for yourself and convince yourself that it's worthwhile. It's not going to matter. And here we have the number 3 signal off of the open and the Bollinger's in sync. Very nice. Here we have a number 3 signal where it wasn't in sync and it did not follow through. Number 1 signals very powerful, or tend to be very powerful on the Raptor. So here's a number 1 signal. It also in sync with the Bollinger's. It did require a little bit of a stop though, right? It did require you to keep an adequate stop because the market, or did you get your profit target before the swing? Hold on here. So we started at 60 and we needed 65. Oh, it looks like it just kissed the profit target. So you probably would have taken a break even. But the point is, you should go through your chart. You should look at your signals. You should get comfortable with your signals and convince yourself that the signal works. And then you too can wait around all day for that one signal. You're not going to wait all day. The signal will probably print within the first half hour. And then take your trade. And go do something else. And that's my segue for letting you know that I need to shut down the trading room here in a few minutes because I got to go see the chiropractor this morning. I hurt myself golfing the other day, so I need him to slap me around a little bit. Ron's asking about the late filter entry signal. How many dots are the limit on the signal? There is no limit, Ron. The key element is that your trend line does not go out of sync. So you see the trend line stays in sync, and you're going to find when you're looking at these signals that when the trend line goes flat like this, that tends to have a very good result. Occasionally, you're going to get a late filter entry signal where the trend line is very, very steep. Sometimes those can be a little bit dodgy. I don't have one here to illustrate you, but I'm just kind of showing you the steepness of the trend line. See this one here too, the trend line relatively flat. We'll look at just a couple of more, and then see these are not late filter entry signals because your trend line is out of sync. It did not stay green or stay red as your filter was flip-flopping. Here's one, okay. The trend line has a little bit more angle to it, not much, but a little bit. And you can see that it took a little while for that signal to actually develop into something. Well, and I should point out this is in the after hours market. So you'll probably want to focus on those signals that develop during regular trading hours. Here we'll try to find a couple more. So all you're looking for is you're looking at your, oh, here we go. Okay, so here's your filter, out of sync, into sync, your trend line never changing color. Look at the phenomenal follow through on that trade. This is yesterday's close, I bet, where the market just fell off very, very abruptly. But yes, the late filter entry signal, along with the trend change signal on the Falcon, two of the best signals you can be watching for on your Falcon tool. On you Raptor traders, don't get your knickers in a twist here. The number 1 and the number 3 signal will very often coincide with your Falcon late filter entry. All right, gang, I got to run. I will talk to you tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye for now.